Excuse me, sir. You have time to talk about our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ? God, sir, you have time to talk about him.
Alright, my beautiful peoples. We are here. We're going to do some more suspension work to the 27. Point it up here. We're going to do some more suspension work to the 27. Landon Jacob Rowley is behind the camera. Say hi to the camera. Turn it around. Hi. Turn it around. Let him see you.
Like that?
Ew, there's so much ugly. Oh, God. Okay, anyways. So, my friend Dalton, he printed out these. I was bored. We were both bored yesterday, and we painted them just to see. But anyways, we're drilling these holes out because we need them a little bit bigger for the bolts to go through. There's a whole lot of action going on inside. So, we're drilling these holes bigger to fit the bolts. The way that they were cut on his CNC, they're just need a little bit of fine trimming, you know, or whatever. But basically what I'm doing with these is I'm going to do pushrod suspension for the rear of the car now. I was tired of like where the coilovers were sitting, and I hate getting under the cars to like even do anything suspension wise or tuning. So at most I would just do my 4-link bars, but I don't want to have to mess with the coilovers because they're kind of like in the way of the body. They're like, I don't know, maybe that far from the body or whatever. So that's what we're doing today, is we're making new mounts and doing like a pushrod style suspension. Since I already did it on the front, it'll have it in the rear, but it'll be a special one because it's going to be somewhere you won't expect, and I'll show you more of that later. But for now, we're going to get to the action. Okay, so now over here, I'm going to drill these holes out. They were supposed to be 5/8, and it might be, well, to accept a 5/8 bolt is what I mean. But anyways, I got to just shave them up a little bit so that these will fit, and then I can basically throw my bolts in and then we should be good. But yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing now, and then we'll go mock these bad boys up. Take the coilovers off too, so.
How do I zoom in again?
Turn it to the left.
Oh, the left?
Yeah. No, not that one, the big one.
Oh, that.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so now what we're going to do, now that I got those holes fine-tuned on the plates or on the cranks, I'm going to take the coilovers off so I can take the springs out. And once I get the springs out, then I can play with the shocks and then see kind of like where they're going to go. And I'll show you exactly where they're going to go once I get these out. So let's get to that. Yeah, some goodies. Okay. Alright, so I got the coilover out, but
Took a while.
took a little bit because, like I said, it's in a really stupid spot and I hate it. So I'm going to make things easier, but more complicated at the same time, I guess. But still easier than getting it under the body. So I'm just tightening these up just because I need to know where these are going to sit. I already had these tabs, so I think I'm just going to cut the points off and just make it a flat. I'll show you guys where I'm gonna weld it to in a jiffy, in a tad. So give me a second. Tightening all this stuff up, and this looks like crap. Obviously, we just like went over it. But whatever, we'll get rid of it. Okay. So now what I'm gonna do is shorten up this tube here. So basically the push rod itself, I'm going to shorten it up so I can lay it on top of the axle here, because that's what's going to obviously push the crank here. So goal is shorten this up, get it just about right, but also shorten it up enough to get enough angle and basically articulation right here. So there should be an arc that's going to throw this shock in, So once I get this side up, so the goal is to make it, you know, symmetrical both sides, so that, you know, you're not getting all kinds of weird play and everything. So I'll probably mount these tabs either here on the frame rail, somewhere here. If not, I can mount them in here, weld them here. Obviously I gotta take a little bit of paint off, but whatever. I just didn't want stuff rusting anymore. It looks like crap when it rains because the car sits outside, but whatever. So, and then obviously, you know, I can trim up these, gusset these any way I need to, and it should be good. But for now, I'm gonna work on shortening this tube so I can get all of this correct, and then obviously these tabs here, I can lay these down and you know, figure out if I'm gonna do them here, if not, I'm gonna do them here, and then of course, eventually I'm gonna make a new mount for the front of the fuel cell, whatever. So yeah, I'm good to doing this. Just another friggin' windy day. Jesus.
Donnie, what did Roberta Sparrow say to us?
She said that every living creature on Earth has feelings.
How did that make you feel?
It reminded me of my dog, Carol. She died when I was there. She crawled underneath the porch.
To die.
I'd like to believe I'm not, but I've just never seen any proof, so I just don't debate it anymore, you know? It's like, I could spend my whole life debating it over and over again, weighing the pros and cons, and in the end, it still wouldn't have nothing, so I just don't debate it anymore. It's absurd.
The search for God is absurd. That's scary.
Okay, so I lowered, well, I took the bricks out. Yeah, there's a broken brick. Whatever, who cares? Anyways, I took 2 bricks. I had this thing, the frame is pretty flat, so I had 3 bricks stacked high. So I knew exactly, like, you know, where I was gonna be, and it was flat on both sides. So I took 2 bricks out of both sides, right? So now the car is supporting its own weight on the tack welds. So I need to do some work and get the I need to get the car raised up. Well, first of all, I need stiffer springs and tunable shocks back here. These were just the mock-up ones. Obviously I'll get actual coilovers, you know, like some real good race ready stuff, QA1s or KWs or something, I don't know. I'll figure it out. But anyways, it bottomed all the way out, obviously. Well, not all the way out, but the car is lower now in the back because of all the leverage here. so it compressed pretty far, further than, you know, I expected or whatever. So yeah, this is gonna need some tuning obviously, but you know, the car's supporting its own weight now, which is good, which is what we wanted. So I'm happy with it. It's not bad at all. I'll get a clip of this, the travel, so you can see how far it goes down. Obviously, this being a coilover, I can, you know, raise and lower it if I need to, which probably going to. But yeah, all in all, not bad. So that's about that. That about wraps that up. Obviously, I'll clean all this up and I'll get it welded. You know, I can do that on my off time or whatever. But the whole goal was just to create a new pushrod style suspension for the rear setup. So I think we achieved that, and I'm pretty stoked with it. It's all symmetrical on the same sides. I put an angle finder on the coil spring up here, right in the center, on both sides. They both match, so we're good. No real binding issues. Obviously, there being a bunch of load in this area now, and probably some load on this tube now, because obviously all the weight's going to come back onto this, which is good that I did these. But now I'm going to add this center tube in just to strengthen this whole back setup some. And obviously, like I was saying earlier, I will gusset these. These are going to get cut out and relocated, obviously, because this is just stupid and ridiculous. Gusset this, gusset this, gusset this, and the other one. So strengthen all this up, you know, just so crap doesn't fall apart, or at least it shouldn't, but in case, you know, a failure. I'd rather not have a failure, but you know, you get the idea. So yeah, that's that. So, oh, check out that mullet game. So that about wraps this one up. I hope you guys like that. I tried to give a little bit more information. If you guys are trying to do something like this, you know, something ridiculous with suspension, I guess you can say, I mean, it's all a universal thing, really. It's gonna depend on your chassis, really. Like, whatever you're building, however much travel you want, you know, some people are gonna want really long travel suspensions. For me, I designed this chassis to have really short travel suspension because the car is so low to the ground, you know, center of gravity and all this. So basically, short stroke, with adjustability. Obviously I need to get new coilovers for the rear that has all the tunability and everything, but basically, you know, stiff suspension, short travel. So it might not ride the best, but obviously on the racetrack is where it's going to kind of shine, in a sense. I'll address, you know, all the little stuff later, but for now I'm just trying to get it good, get it going, you know, and then yeah, hopefully in the next one I can get the intercooler tubing, piping, whatever, intercooler pipe, get my seat back in there, get my pedals mounted and my steering mounted, and basically I'm kind of in a pickle with the wiring. So when we did the aftermarket intake, I ran into no map sensor and no IAT sensor. So basically what you need to tune the car, right? So that's going to be a hurdle for later, but right now I'm just going to get all the stuff out of the way that I can get out of the way, and then take it to my buddy's shop, and we'll figure out the IATs and the map sensor and everything like that, and hopefully get this thing driving, you know, going or whatever. But for now, thanks dudes, appreciate it. Hopefully see you in the next one. Peace.